Okay, we live. Right, we live. Okay, we live. I didn't even know we live. What's up? Good morning, everybody. God bless you guys. Welcome to the show. You see, that's why when I go live, even if I'm going live or not, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I don't say nothing. Good morning. Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. A feel good Friday, May the 30th, right? 2020, 3 minutes after the hour. Guys, welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko, and the Queen, Cindy J. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. You know, I'm gonna say the same thing, but I'm super excited for being here on a feel good Friday. I hope all is well with you and your family out there. And thank you so much for the continuous support of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Like my mother say, thank God for Jesus. Please like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Uh, This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on this entire earth where you get your morning started right now. Let's get into it. Like first thing I want to say is, and welcome to all our folks over there on YouTube. Truly appreciate you. Thank you. First of all, put a number one in the chat room if you can see me. This morning, our special guest is the one and only uh, uh, comedian Gerald Kelly. So we're super excited to have him on the show this morning, and we truly appreciate it. I was watching this video, and welcome to the show, guys. Come on, come into the chat room. I want to see if I can see you guys in the comments. Welcome to the show, guys. I was supposed to put the Cash App link in the banner. When I get a chance, I'll do it. Um, welcome to the show. Good morning, Prince. Prince is out. Joe Kelly's in the building, and we truly appreciate you guys. Miss Miko coming. She's on deck in a minute. Miss Miko got some information about our little circle line we was talking about. Good morning. Real holla, good morning. And I want to just tap into this. Two things I want to tap into real quick before Joe Kelly. I was watching, I know it's old news, but I was just watching one more time. Remy Ma and that whole Papoose situation when Papoose publicly announced that he wrote 90% of her rhymes. And remember, before he made that announcement, what Remy Ma was like, top 15, top 20 female rappers of, our current generation, last 10 years, Remy had the hits with Fat Joe and all that. But since Papoose revealed the fact, what are you saying? We out the circle line. We out, wait, let me see the comment last one. Princess writes, we out on the circle line. We out? Are you out on it now or you don't want to do it? We're gonna figure this out. Are you on the circle line right now or we not gonna do it? We'll figure it out. Papoose revealed that he wrote 90% of Remy Ma's lyrics, raps, which I thought was justified at the moment because they were married. So, married folks help each other. I mean, and folks that are not married help each other if they're in a relationship. I get it. And they split bills or if one can't pay, the other pays. So that's part of the game. So for him to expose her for saying that he wrote 90% of her raps or her rhymes and all like some of her biggest hits, do we take Remy off the rappers list? Princess, I'm asking you this question. Uh uh Rel Holland asks you this. Do we take a rapper off the rappers list if they have folks writing the rhymes for them? Because sometimes we have some of the greatest singers of all time, but some of them don't write their songs. So are they in the same category? I don't think so. I think rapping is more of a creative. It's an expression of yourself. Like me telling jokes. Nobody writes my jokes, but I'm gonna ask Gerald Kelly that question. Should we take Remy Ma off female top 10 list, top 15? Because Papoose wrote her rhyme. Let's dig into that for a minute on a Feel Good Friday. And I'm happy to be here, guys. I'm super excited. The weekend is here. Harvey's out there working. I hope you're getting money this weekend. I'm doing private events this weekend. This weekend, all the shows that I have are private events. They're not posted on flyers. I'm doing some birthday parties, some mature get-togethers. No baby oil, though. No baby oil. Speaking of baby oil, I'm gonna have my man, super promoter Cameo, will be on the show next week. And he has great insight on that puppy situation. Now, that's the first thing. Should we take Remy Ma off the rappers list or any other rapper that have other people writing their rhymes? Now, as a comedian, to me, if a comedian has another comedian writing his jokes, because some comedians do. Some of these superstar top level comedians have people writing their jokes, but are they still comedians? See, so I need some clarification on it. And then the second thing, Real Holla, good morning, bro. Yeah, you might have to get an annex next to her name. Huh? Should we? Maybe. Good morning. I don't think we should even need that. I think we should just take her off the rap list. But it's different for comedians, I think, and it's different for singers. I mean, comedians on the A, like, cause like Dave Chappelle and guys like that, they have people writing for them. I'm gonna start calling out names, but we'll talk to Gerald Kelly about that a little more. And here's something that I think some of us can identify with. I went to do some regular, Morris, good morning. Welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your whole morning started right. I went over to my regular mechanic down the road, down the block from where I live. And this is one of the advantages I like where I live. And I'm truly blessed to live where I live at the moment, is the fact that right up the road, like 2 miles away, all services are available. Food and auto repair, and there's a hospital down the block. And all the essential services you need is 2 miles away from where I live. Put a number one in the chat room. How far is all your basic needs from where you live? Talk about the store, the supermarket, restaurants, auto repairs, any kind of industry that you need, the daycare. It's all right where I live, and I'm truly blessed for that. But I bring this up too, other than the Remy Ma, is I saw a video of a young lady. She got her car repaired. Sister Soldier said 10 minutes away. That's not bad. Sister Soldier said she's 10 minutes away from all vital necessary services. Me, I'm literally 5 minutes away. Not even 5 minutes. I'm gonna put 3 to 5 minutes away. Put in the chat room, guys. How far do you live from your essential services? Meaning gas station, hospital, auto repair, daycare, Chinese restaurant. I think that's the question, right? How far does everybody live from a Chinese restaurant? Yo, bro, how far you live from the Chinese restaurant? Neroma Johnson, how far you live from your Chinese restaurant? Sister Soldier, how far is that Chinese restaurant? Is it 8 to 10 minutes away, like you talked about? And I saw this video where on Instagram, it was a hood video. The video was a young lady had just fixed her car. And she had an old ass car. Hold on, Princess. Gas station is right around the corner or down the block from me, right? Right, gas stations, right. Like gas stations, writing this down. Gas stations, Chinese restaurants. What else? What else did I say? Supermarket. Supermarket. What else is on there? Gas station, Chinese restaurant, supermarket, auto repair, fast food. What else? What else, guys? Oh, the nail salon, right? Nail salon, cleaners. How far the cleaners? I'm literally not maybe 5 minutes away from all of these basic services. What about you guys? How far do you live, Princess Goodwin? How far do you live from the? How far do you live from the gas station, the Chinese restaurant, supermarket, auto repair, nail salon? Fast food would be Chinese restaurant, like the CVS or whatever, like CVS. How far you guys live from there? The bank. You do any banking anymore? That's another thing. Do we do banking anymore? Do we do that? Maybe we should go in the bank. My beloved niece Shannon Berry said, what did she say? A block away. See, a block away. And that's sometimes when you're blessed to live in a community where all these essential services are available to you. Oh, hospital. That's right, hospital. So let's go. Hospital, gas station, CVS, bank, right? Auto repair, fast food, nail salon. What am I missing, guys? Clothing, is that important? Clothing, commercial area, right? Commercial area. That would be clothing and furniture and whatever. How far do you guys live away from me? And I'm bringing this up because I saw a video of Gerald Kelly, man. The Green Eye Bandit will be on deck in a few minutes. I saw this video with this young lady, hood chick. No disrespect. I'm from the hood. I'm from the Bronx. I'm an OG hood neighbor. We don't use the N word. Fellas, put a number one if you're an OG hood neighbor. Princess, I saw this young lady. She got a car repaired. I want to talk about that real quick. She got a car. She had a car repaired. The mechanic changed her starter, right? Changed her starter, right? And the car was done. She gets in the car and drives off. She didn't even pay. Oh, what's up with that? So I just said that recently. Good morning, Nicole Harris. God bless you, Nicole. Come on. You missed the question. How far do you live from the on a Feel Good Friday? How far do you live from your basic essential needs? Speaking of bank, bank, hospital, gas station, CVS, fast food, Chinese restaurant, nail salon. How close do you live from them? And she drove off. I couldn't believe it. She fit the guy. Yo, the man fixed. Hold on, Miko. Hold on, Miss Miko. I did something weird. Hold on. And she drove off. Everybody, let's clap. Miss Miko's in the building.
Hey y'all. Good morning.
And the guys, the lady fixed her brakes. Then we'd step aside, and we chop it up with Miss Miko. The lady got her starter fixed and drove off and didn't even pay right in front of everybody. It was a black woman. No disrespect. Color has nothing to do with it. And my whole thing is, Miss Miko, I recently had some regular maintenance done to my car.
Mm-hmm.
I changed the oil in the back brake. For some reason, the back brakes went out before the front brake.
Who trying to unalive you, Shawn?
What do you mean?
Somebody trying to unalive you. How one brake go out before the other one?
Yeah, the back brakes went out first before the front brake. The front brakes in my car, the front brakes in my car has 75% life left to them, right? The back brakes were like 20%. I'm like, wait a minute, how is that? So anyway, the guy said, yo, we're gonna change the brake and change the oil, right?
Okay.
Miko. And I thought about this woman who drove off. She didn't pay her bill because a lot of people are driving off not paying their bills no more for some reason. And the guy was like, yeah, you know, brakes, oil, blah, 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 $300 something. I'm like, what?
For brakes and
And
oil?
yeah, brakes and oil.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. And then he was like, yo, he goes, yo, you want to change the rotors on the rotors on the brake on the car? He said, the rotors are still good, but we could change those. I said, no, you keep those up there and just put the brake pads on it. Because back in the day, Miss Miko, you're not going to believe this. I don't know if you know anything about cars, but they used to take the rotor out the car and they just kind of crystallize and put it back on, put the pads on, keep it pushing. And out here in the state of Pennsylvania, if you want to change your brakes, Miss Miko, they want you to change everything, the brake pads, the rotors, and all of that.
Do everything. Right.
But back in the day, they would take some Windex. They'd take some Windex.
But it's not the same cars from back in the days. They making everything different now. But carry on.
So the dude is like 3 and change. I'm like, oh my God, all right, well, I gotta work. I need this car. I gotta pay for this. Swiped it. Now this is without changing the rotors, and it's only the back brakes, not the front brakes. God forbid if I had to change the front brakes, the front brakes, the back brakes, and the oil, that'll cost $16,000. Now, people are starting, and we got the world famous Gerald Kelly in the building. He's about to, and I'll yield my time to Miss Miko. Miss Miko, people are being so bold now where they get an auto repair and stealing their own cars.
I can't.
Now, Miss Miko, before you entered the room, and I'm going to yield my time to you, the first question of the day was, Papoose had exposed Remy Ma for writing 90% of her rhymes, which I thought was justifiable because they were married to each other.
Yeah.
But she went off and tried to blow his spot up, and so he started dropping the tea. So my question in the chat room was should we take Remy Ma off the top 20 female rapper list? Because
Absolutely not. Before Papoose, she had that album that came out. There's Something About Remy. Album was phenomenal. Absolutely not. And they weren't together then. He didn't write them rhymes. I think she proved that she could be an MC. She proved she could be a battle rapper. Yeah, when Papoose started inking her rhymes, she got better. But prior to that, she was fire. No, absolutely not.
Now hold on.
She's still up there with the best. She's still up there.
Okay, guys, wait. Let's give Gerald Kelly a round of applause.
Hey,
Good morning.
Before we give Joe his proper introductions, which I'm definitely going to do. Joe, question. Papoose had exposed Remy Ma for writing 90% of her raps. And to me, I thought it was justifiable. They were married. They're helping each other as a couple. He wrote some of her hits. And then, obviously we already know what happened. She dropped the dime on him, tried to embarrass him and all that, right? But Joe, my question is, if Papoose wrote 90% of her raps, should we take her off the rappers list for females from the Bronx, New York, because the husband wrote the rhymes? And the only reason why I say that because no comedian writes jokes for me. And I don't think any comedians write jokes for you, Gerald. But I think it's acceptable in the game on certain levels of comedy where people are writing jokes for each other. I get that. But Joe, should Remy Ma be taken off the top 20 rappers list for females because Papoose wrote 90% of her raps?
No. Nah, it doesn't matter who wrote your rhymes. You're delivering the rhymes. You're rapping, and he didn't write all her lyrics, all her rhymes. I mean, I just I don't. Listen, man. You know how many ghostwriters there are out here in this industry, man, and you don't find out about it until the person is no longer with us, such as we just found out that Jay-Z wrote Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's two of their biggest hits. Hove wrote, and we don't know who wrote stuff for Jay, and it's crazy because I have a house full of comedians, man, and we bounce stuff off of each other, and there's some stuff that I wrote
Yeah.
that my sons are going viral with right now, and people walk up to me and go, "Yo, man, did little man write that?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, you know, he wrote that." So, Pat, but you know what though? On a serious note, I hurt as a black man, as a black person. Period. I hurt. It hurts me inside to watch Remy and Papoose go through what they're going through, and I really think that Remy played herself recently. You know, she really played herself recently with her actions on. I think she was on IG with him, or this and the third.
IG live going back
You
and
know,
forth.
and see, here's the sad thing about it is, when are we gonna learn that the negativity is gonna cause someone to get hurt? And then we gonna be sitting up, somebody's in prison or somebody's not here no more, and going, man, it never should have been like that. That's ugly. That I thought them two was in love. How many couples we
Black
gotta see?
love. Let me
That was
tell
black.
you.
Yo, they
Yes,
the reason.
black
They the
love.
reason why. They the reason why me and my baby mother got back together. Now I don't want to
Yes.
be here no more. Now I don't want to be here no more. I want to be out now. I'm like, yo, Papoose and Remy is over. We done, man.
Yep.
Yo, where everybody, Miss Miko and everybody in the chat room, let's give a round of applause and welcome the one and only, a good friend of mine from the Bronx, New York. Credits are unbelievable. He appeared on America's Got Talent. That's crazy. HBO Def Jam, BET's Comic View. One of the world's most respected comedians. Someone that we all love. Funny as hell. Also a New York king of comedy. Also Fathers and Sons tour. Gerald does so much for the community. He's in the building right now. He also did a party with the oil.
You did a Diddy party?
And he was telling jokes. He was at a Diddy party without the oil, telling jokes. But everybody, let's give a round of applause to the one and only. I'm so grateful to have you. This Kelly, come on.
Absolutely.
Gerald,
Appreciate
Gerald, one more basic question. One more basic question before we get into to your whole situation, and we truly appreciate you. We asked the question this morning, so like a question of the day as well. Gerald, how far do you live from your basic necessities of life that you need, like the Chinese restaurant, the auto repair store, the supermarket, hospital? How far do you live from? See, for me, the answer to that question, God has blessed me. I live about 7 minutes away from all the necessities that I need, the CVS, the fast food, the supermarket, and all those things. Joe, before I ask Ms. Miko, how far do you basically live from all the things that you need?
Man, I live far from everything, and I love it that way. I love it that way. I love it. You know, the closer you live to those necessities, the closer you're going to run up on Negroes and people, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I worked so hard in my life, in my career, I feel like I live alone, man. And, you know, and you know, it's crazy. I thought I lived in a quiet, peaceful, you know what I'm saying, place where nothing is around. But I just got back from hanging out at Donnell Rollins' house with Dave Chappelle and those guys in Ohio, me and Dave and Donnell and my sons. Yo, bro, where they live is nothing out there. And as you drive around, you see, you know, the Chappelle, you know, the Dave Chappelle, the emblem, you see it on the stores, you see it on the fire department. Yo, I'm like, yo, it is peaceful.
He's a big deal out there too in Ohio.
Oh yeah, he is, so, man. He. Oh my God.
Gerald,
yeah, talk to me.
Gerald, so how? Okay, we get it. But Gerald, how far do you live from the supermarket?
Let me see.
Miss Miko, while Joe's thinking about that, Miss Miko, how far do you, I live 7 minutes away from all this, the necessities.
No,
Miss Miko, how far
about
do you
20.
live from?
I'm about 25 minutes from the grocery
Oh,
store.
you further than me. Yeah, I'm
What?
about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe, 25 minutes from the
Yeah,
grocery
you out
store or the
there.
20.
supermarket?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
So when you go to the supermarket, you got to get everything. You can't forget no part of the recipe, no
Everything.
butter. Like you got to get
Everything.
everything while you are there. You really got to go by a list.
And see, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Everybody that know me, everybody that truly know me, know I don't drive.
Right.
So I take a Lyft or Uber, or I get a friend to come get me. My wife drives, but I don't never ask my wife to drive me anywhere, bro.
Wow.
Anywhere, Nick.
I'm
I can be.
surprised you got lifts out there and
Yo,
Ubers.
no, you got to Lyft, but it's only 3 of them that come. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you got an Uber, but I have a couple buddies that
Okay.
live, and they like to hang out and drive around and just, hey, you going to the supermarket? You know, I mean, and when you got white friends, man, white friends,
They're so helpful.
it's different. Yo, a brother could work at the grocery store, and you be like, hey man, can you take me to the grocery store? Nah, I ain't going that way, fam. White people can work in the opposite direction.
Yo.
They'll drop by the house, ding dong. Hey, I'm going the other direction, but I want to know if you want to go to the grocery store at the other direction. If you need anything, I'm here for you.
Yeah, they helpful in the
Oh
move.
my God.
Right.
Oh my God. Hey,
I don't ask my
everybody.
wife. I don't ask my wife for shit but my wife drives, right?
Right.
Now, when we first got together 15 years ago, she said this to me, baby, I know you don't drive and it's okay. I know you got a phobia against driving, you're afraid. So I got your back. 5 years later, nigga, you need to learn how to drive because this is
I'm
getting
tired of this.
pathetic.
I ain't no driving Mr. Daisy.
See? You feel me? But check this
No.
out. But check this out. Guess what happened about 2 months ago? A young lady who I met in the industry flew into Boston,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she was going to get a train into Connecticut to a comedy show that we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
She couldn't catch a train, so she took a Uber, spent crazy money,
From
came to the
Boston to Connecticut?
yes
Yeah.
to
Oh
Hartford,
wow.
came to the comedy show, had a great time, but she could not get a Lyft or Uber to take her back to Boston to catch a flight early in the morning, right?
Right.
Guess who just met her that night? Drove her 2.5 hours to Boston. That ain't the worst of it. I had a 12 p.m. 12 p.m. spot, 12 a.m. spot at the Stress Factory.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I couldn't ride with her. She said, no, it's okay. I'm driving her.
Oh,
I'm calling you to let you know that I'm gonna drive her to Boston. I said, love, I said, by yourself? She says, yes, it's okay. She needs the help. Right? So I get home. I get home about an hour later, and I'm in
Right.
the house. I'm up waiting to 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning for my wife to get home. I'm on the phone with her, making sure she's safe. You know what I'm saying? The next afternoon, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit.
what?
No.
I gotta go pick up some prescriptions for allergies. Some allergies. Look, what is it called? Loratadine. That for the sinus drip. I need
Yeah.
a ride. 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You know what she said to me?
What?
You can't be relying on me to drive you. I said, you just drove a fucking stranger 2 hours and a half there 2 hours and a half back. That's 5 hours. A stranger.
Oh my God. I
But
can't.
it still doesn't connect, like resonate, like when she goes, you're right, baby. She's like, yeah, whatever, but I'm not driving. I'm
Yeah,
not.
but I'm still not driving. I hear you, but I'm
Oh
not
my
going that
God.
way. She said, I'm not going
Where,
that way.
and
So I go
where the
get
hell?
so I go ring Paul's bell, my neighbor, the white neighbor,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I go, man, you ain't gonna believe this. She before I even finish my sentence, dude, don't worry about it. Let's go. I got you.
You need your prescription, bro. Your allergies are acting up.
Hey, Gerald, everybody, listen, man. Let's give it. They all laughing in the chat room. Let's give it
Gerald,
up
you
for
are
Gerald.
hilarious.
Yo, you are so funny, and this is so real. And Gerald, and guys, please, let's show Gerald Kelly. Let's have some hearts in the chat room for Gerald Kelly. Gerald, hang out with us for a minute. Miss Miko gonna do her
I
first
love
story.
relatable comedy.
But
That shit's funny.
before she does her first show, Miss Miko, I've been doing comedy for 21 years. It's a long time, and I've been doing comedy professionally for 12 years. And when I was a new jack comedian, I saw Gerald Kelly for those first couple of months when I started doing stand up. And I thought that Gerald Kelly was the funniest man I've ever seen on earth.
Yeah, he is. He hella funny.
Yo, I swear, I looked at Gerald Kelly like he was one of the Marvel superheroes, like he was one of the Justice League of America. And then once I saw him, and I really didn't know Gerald, like, what's up? Because the veterans always treat the new jacks weird back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And Gerald invited me, once we started knowing each other, Gerald used to do this picnic in the Bronx, in Katona Park, like right across the street from his mom's house, and had this whole basketball community thing going on. Gerald, before we get into the comedy, let these folks know, like, how you just navigated through your community with basketball, goodwill, and charity. Because I never put two and two together, Miss Miko. I thought comedy was comedy. I didn't think it was any community service involved in it. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead, Joe.
So I've grown up knowing that so much is given, much is required. You get your blessings from the Lord, our Savior. You got to give back. I always want to give back. I want to give back. And I come from nothing. I didn't grow up. I grew up in those neighborhoods back in Fulton Avenue in the Bronx. And I grew up poor, man, real, didn't have nothing. And a lot of my friends didn't have anything either. So we didn't have the big cookouts with the music, with the basketball. We didn't have tournaments. We didn't have
Yeah.
none of that stuff. The Parks Department didn't even come fix up our hoops. We used to have to take hammers and hammer our own hoops and make our own. You know what I'm saying? So as I started getting my name up in the comedy game, when I say getting my name up, when I started elevating my new friends in the business, like the Tracy Morgans and the people like that, and I just said, I want to do something different. So I started up with it, call it a Gerald Kelly Day, Gerald Kelly Fulton Avenue Day. And my Aunt Shirley, man, who didn't, God bless her soul, she didn't have much. She was the first person out there with me sweeping the parks. The parks department didn't come sweep, they didn't come do nothing. We had to do all that stuff. And I started doing that, man. And then my Aunt Shirley died a few years later, and I dedicated to Aunt Shirley. And Norm Ill, remember Norm Ill, your buddy
Yes, of
Norm
course.
Ill? So
Yes.
Norm Ill, he used to be out there every summer. First one out there with the t-shirts and the basketball games. And all of us thought we was in the pros anyway. We wanted to be in the pros, play basketball. So that was our way. Talent had the one move. Talent had the
Yeah.
one move where he faked this way and went that way. So and Talent bought a team from Mount Vernon, play against the Bronx team, and we played
Yeah.
against the strippers, played the comedians
Yeah.
against the strippers, against
Yes.
the
Yes.
promoters.
Yes.
It was just a blessing, man. I did that for 25 years.
Yes.
I stopped when my good buddy Nipsey Hussle got murdered. When Nipsey
Right.
Hussle got murdered in his own neighborhood, I was like, I'm never doing nothing in the neighborhoods again. And now
Damn.
I got talked into recently from my son Isaiah to do it again. I'm going to do it July 27th, Fulton
Wow.
Avenue. We're bringing it back. July 27th, Fulton Avenue, the Bronx. We all coming out. It's going to be the reunion. We got to, because I'm just tired of seeing everybody at the funeral.
Yes, yes. And
So yeah.
and you know what, Miss Miko, before we get into our first story, everybody, we got Gerald Kelly, the one and only Gerald Kelly, with us this morning, and we are truly blessed to have you. And Joe Budd is in the chat room. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. God bless. Miss Miko, when Gerald Kelly said he had a basketball tournament, I was actually blessed for a few years to play on teams with the comedian. And I used to look at Joe, I'm like, this dude can't play basketball. There's no way this dude could play basketball.
He nice?
Joe's one of the best comedian basketball players I ever seen.
Best comedian basketball
Joe need to coach the Knicks. Joe can play basketball. So, Joe, we appreciate your community service, but we're gonna get into your comedy career. Ms. Miko, why don't you go with a story while we got Gerald Kelly on deck? And we truly appreciate you, Gerald.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Gerald throwing a hood cookout, y'all. July 22nd.
Hey, Shawn, you got to talk to my little son Hunter and Josh and tell them their dad used to be a ball player, because they be like, yo, my little 11-year-old son be like, yo, show me footage, bro. You trash. You trash now. Your knees hurt. I need footage, bro. You know what I'm saying? And my middle son, Josh, Josh is trash on the basketball court. This Negro's on he was on his school team a year ago. He graduated high school last year. He's on the school team way in North Plainfield, New Jersey. So me and Isaiah take the 3-hour trip to get way out there. We get there. He got on the new LeBrons. He got on the LeBrons that LeBron don't even have yet. He's fresh, looking good, stretching, doing the best stretching. Nice on the layup line. On the layup line. The buzzer ring for the game. This Negro on the bench. Second quarter, this Negro on the bench. Halftime, this third quarter, this Negro's on the bench. So now the father in me is pissed off. I'm yelling out, yo, I came 3 hours, yo. See my son. Then the nigga tried to look at me. He tried to look at me from the bench. He looking at me from the bench like this. I go, what the fuck is good, man? You got me out here 3 hours. You ain't getting in the game. So then the fourth quarter come, the team losing by 30. He gets in the game. The first thing he do, nigga setting picks. Setting screens. Boxing out. I was like, you got the new LeBrons and you boxing out.
Oh my God.
Yo, I swear to God. I left without even telling them bye, man.
Oh my God. Everybody. All right, the one and only, man. Gerald Kelly is in
Gerald's
the
gonna have to keep going because Baby Bailey just woke up. I gotta run upstairs. I'll be back.
Okay. So that's her grandson. All right. So guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning start right. Shawn Harvey Morning, your wake up team with the queen, Miss Miko. Listen, the show is sponsored by You Are Not Ready Ultimate Party Cruise. That's August the 2nd through the 9th, 2026. I do appreciate some of the folks in the chat room that just registered. This is a Rob Jackson promotion. It's the Ultimate Party Cruise. We're flying out of Miami and we're going through the west coast of Mexico. That's August the 2nd through the 9th, 2026. Get your deposits in now. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the whole crew is coming down there to Mexico. And I appreciate some of you folks that's already placed your deposits. Also, Black and Gold weekend. I'll give you that date in a minute and y'all come on out and hang out with us. Joe Kelly is in the building. We truly appreciate you so much. One of the legends in the comedy game. You are much loved and much respected. Joe, how did that comedy career jump off, bro? How did that whole work out? How did you get into stand-up, brother?
Oh man. I went to DeWitt Clinton High School in the Bronx. So growing up in the neighborhood in the Bronx, man, and Harlem in the Bronx. Shout out to Harlem. Growing up, man, I was poor, didn't have much. Yo, my mother, the kids used to tease me, right? The kids used to tease me about my clothes. And they used to want to fight me. I used to fight a lot. That's how I learned how to fight because they used to snap on me. Yo, look at your shirt. Look at your shoes. Yo, look at your face. Yo, my mother used to get hand-me-down clothes
Right.
from them niggas' mothers.
Yo, John.
Bruh. Yo, Shawn, mommy needed her ass whooped. These are the same kids that's crushing me in the streets. And I'm
Oh
trying to
my
snap. I'm trying to snap with these kids
God.
back.
Yo.
We call it snapping. Remember that snapping?
Yeah, yes.
Look at your, yo, I
Yo.
come outside. I got on these niggas' clothes.
Yo, stop.
I got on these niggas' clothes, Shawn. So, Shawn, I got on these niggas' clothes.
Stop.
I got on these niggas' clothes. So they going, yo, oh, he got on my old shoes. Yo, he got on my old Converse. He got on my old Adidas. Look at, ooh, my mother gave you, yo, you ain't got your own clothes.
God. Yo.
I wanted to hang myself, bro.
I had a headache.
So I had to figure out at a young age how to keep these people off me.
Right.
And the only way I could keep them off me was being funny.
Yeah.
Being funny, growing up being funny. You know what I'm saying? To the point where nobody wanted to say nothing to me because they knew I'll get a circle around. Remember back in the days, everybody had a circle and they used to battle rap. They used to battle rap.
Yeah.
We used to have a circle where we used to snap. Man, your mother got an eye right here. Da, 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 da. Your mother got an eye on her knee. They call her Nisi. You know what I'm saying? Then when I was in high school.
Joe, hold on. You are absolutely right. Same story. Hand-me-down clothes. And in the Bronx, I think the Bronx snapping, was invented in the Bronx. You had to snap in the Bronx. And most of us who grew up in the Bronx, that's all we had to do to save our lives is to snap and try to be funny. But continue on, Joe.
So go in elementary school, I used to snap a lot because I had to wear mismatched shoes and shit. I had on my left foot was a nigga. I had on one nigga's shoe that was a left. Then I had on a right shoe that was another nigga's shoe. The hand-me-downs, the shoes, one shoe fit, one didn't. So now I'm in elementary school. Then I get the middle. Then I get the junior high school. I'm still snapping in junior high school. When I got to high school, right? Got to high school. I wasn't snapping in high school. High school's a little different, bro. High school, all the girls used to call me ugly eyes in elementary school. In high school, the chicks was like, ooh, those eyes. Ooh. I was in shape then, nigga. I was doing push-ups then. I can't do no push-ups now. Niggas are rap. So I'm in high school playing sports, chilling with D with Clinton. I got swag. Tracy Morgan was in high school with me.
Right.
Tracy was 2 years my senior.
Right.
But me, him, and Leroy, a cat named Leroy. So me, Tracy, and Leroy used to hang out, and we used to be real funny in high school. But Tracy was really funny in high school. I was a little bit funny, but I wasn't, So when I got out of high school, Tracy Morgan was already hitting on the Uptown Comedy Corner TV show with the hat, the propeller.
Yeah.
Then I think he got he was on Martin.
Yeah.
Hustle Man.
Yes.
When he was on Hustle Man, I was in the Navy.
Right.
When I came home from the Navy, I was like, man, I gotta go get a regular job, man, or whatever. I was working security. I looked out the window on Gun Hill Road one day. There was a Lamborghini outside with about 300-400 people around it. I ran downstairs. It was Tracy Morgan.
Wow.
Yo, he goes, hey, yo, Gerald Kelly. Yo, Gerald Kelly. What's good, Gerald Kelly? Yo, where you been? Yo, you should be doing comedy. You funny, yo. I said, yo, I got a couple of things. I'm still the funny dude. Yo, come to the Uptown Comedy Corner. I'm gonna sit down with you. We're gonna write. We're gonna get you on stage. Yo, we're gonna get you set. Yo, you funny, yo. Bruh. I go to Uptown Comedy Club about 4 months later. I had like 2 jokes. And I ripped. Bruh,
Yeah.
I came back a week later, and Tracy went on before me because he was the man there. I didn't know nothing about following a comedian. I
Yeah.
just knew that, I wanted to get on stage and be funny. I had to follow this dude. This dude went on stage and was like, ripped it, and
Yes.
walked in the back and looked at me and said, "Follow that, nigga."
Wow.
I went on stage and ate it.
Right.
Ate it. But then I started getting an attitude like, yo, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't always fun back then. It was just, it was about competition.
Right.
So 6-7 months later, I was on Def Comedy Jam.
Wow.
I was on Def Comedy Jam, and I always heard and knew that all you got to do is rock Def Comedy Jam, and mama, we out the projects.
Ain't nothing but up.
Ain't nothing but up. No child support, no, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. We gone. But the difference is Martin was hosting when cats was becoming superstars.
Right.
When I got on there, Martin wasn't the host no more.
Oh.
Joe Torre was the host.
Yes.
Are y'all ready for the next comedian?
Yeah.
Damn, is he funny?
Yeah.
And I love you, Joe. That was the corniest shit ever. I mean, nobody got hot from that.
Oh my God.
So now I'm back doing the regular clubs, $50, $25, and just grinding, man, and hustling. And I got a family to take care of. Comedy ain't paying no bills. And so I go back to I start hitting the spots, start hosting my own spots, and and then I just became a beast. I became a beast not because I was just funny. I became a beast because I was telling jokes to feed my children.
Right.
I was telling jokes to put food on the table to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it wasn't about the craft. It wasn't about the art. It wasn't about being able to go, let me work on these segues. Let me try to find an agent. Let me try to find a manager. Let me do the business the right way. All I was doing was going out, doing the rooms in New York, getting $50 here, $100 there, going to seafood. Remember seafood grocery store, food bazaar, nigga, seafood. Going to fit, just going there getting some groceries, man. I used to get paid $100 and go on the train, taking the train everywhere to do a show. Nakasaki's in Long Island. Take the train, the Long Island Railroad, to go get $100. You get back home 4 a.m. You spent $40 on the transportation. You got 60, but at least I got 60 to go get some Pampers for Isaiah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some eggs and some bacon. So that's, and then that turned me into a beast because I was like, nah, man, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine. And, I just elevated my stand-up and took it to the next level. And then I created my sons in the game. So.
Yes. Now, Joe, everybody, we got Gerald Kelly. What a story. And the story is so real and so authentic on how he became such a funny comedian. It was like life or death for this dude. But Joe, you are such a great comedian. I want to give you your flowers with your techniques, your stand-up, your setups, your punchlines, your premises. Joe, there's a lot of comedians out here teaching comedy, but are not qualified to teach comedy. Joe, you can actually teach comedy. Joe, do you ever feel like you're at a point in your career that you can help? I know you're helping your children. Do you feel that you should help others by doing a comedy? Have you ever thought about teaching stand-up? Joe, you obviously taught it to your sons. I bear witness. Other than Isaiah, even when I came into the game, Isaiah was just a young man. And your other two children, you've guided them through their comedy career, and you've done a 100% great job with that, no question about it. Joe, you ever thought about opening up like a Gerald Kelly comedy school comedy class? Because you are qualified
Yeah.
to teach stand-up.
Well, me and my 11-year-old son are going to do something this summer. We're going to work with little kids. Um, we teaching. It's called Microphones Up, Guns Down. We're teaching children how to use a microphone to express their opinions and voice their have their voice be heard, and use it as conflict resolution, being able to talk and speak and tell jokes. So to get rid of the negativity that's destroying the culture right now. So I'm trying to put my small print on that. Where we're gonna be
Good,
teaching. There's a lot of kids, man. Hunter's 11. Hunter's been doing stand-up comedy professionally since he was like 5 years old. So he's 11
right,
years old. He got major credits. He knows everybody, been all over the world. Um,
right.
and so kids come up to him all the time and ask him, how does he do it? How can they do it? So now he wants to help out kids his age. And so we're gonna start a thing this summer. We're gonna start something this summer. Gerald and Hunter Comedy Camp.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cute. I like that. That's
see,
dope.
Yeah.
yo, that's dope. Yo, let's
That's
clap for
dope.
that.
That's dope.
Hey guys, we're gonna the show's almost over, and when we have such a great guest like Joe, time flies. Joe, I want to share this with you, and I know, like, if you can identify. Um, in my comedy career, same thing. I've had my ups and downs in comedy. Sometimes comedy's like a stock market; it go up, it go down, and I love I love what I do. I love stand up like you, Joe. But
Yeah.
in my stand up career, I done hit some roads. I hit some bumpy roads, Miss Miko, pertaining to relationships. I remember being in doing stand up and being in a relationship with a woman and couldn't maintain that relationship because of some of the reasons that Joe spoke about. A lot of it was all financial, because a lot of times women date comedians or artists, and at first they see all the glitter and the gold, but behind the scenes there's another situation going on.
Yeah.
And I've been in and out of some relationships because I wouldn't. My sole focus was stand up comedy. My sole focus was stand up comedy. So being in relationships was like a collateral damage of doing stand up. I'm in a great place now. Obviously, I'm married. I'm good. But Joe, have you been through those ups and downs with relationships because of doing stand up? Because a lot of people see us perform. And thank God for Jesus. A lot of you are hilarious, but behind the scenes, sometimes relationships can be detrimental. And I'll just give one example, and then I'll yield my time back to Joe. Sometimes when you get into stand up, most of the times you're not funny, so nobody cares. And sometimes, Ms. Miko, when you become funny and you out there, you working, some relationships can't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald, in your comedy career, have you ever been in the ups and downs with me? And Ms. Miko, this is, I'm generally speaking now, because this could go with any career. It doesn't even have to be stand up. You could be whatever you're doing in any kind of sector in your life, and it might get into in a way of relationship. Joe, any ups and downs in with
Bruh.
relationships?
This. Okay, so people people always ask me, always say to me, "Hey man, yo, what you doing with your sons? Oh my God, hey that little one, man, Isaiah." Da, 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 da.
Right.
My son Hunter, the 11-year-old,
Yeah.
is, and I get emotional when I talk about my babies, man, because I'm laying in the bed last night with my wife, and my phone is going off. Isaiah's in Atlanta. My oldest son is in Atlanta. People are texting me, hitting me up on social media. Isaiah is on stage destroying the Atlanta Comedy Theater last night. And
Right.
I always hear nothing but great things about my sons, not just their comedy, their mannerism, their respect, you know?
Yes.
And that's an testament to two things. One, great parenting,
Right.
2, my sons never had to go through the bullshit that I went through.
Right.
There's so many people, so many comedians in this country, not even in this country, in New York,
Yeah.
who have turned their backs on me and my sons for years. And now it's amazing how my son has passed all of that shit.
Right.
Right? I mean, I've heard Miss Miko as a parent. Are you a parent, right, Miss Miko?
Yep.
When you're trying to push your children or your child into a certain arena and your peers are telling them no, telling you no, no, that's a gimmick, it won't work. The son, the father stuff is that I'm not. That makes you frustrated.
Right.
You feel me? So I go back to where I was with Sean's original question. My wife now, me and my wife been together for 15 years, been married for 10, right? My wife is all in Hunter's career. Our baby. We only have one child together. She's 10 toes down.
She's Mama
all,
Joe.
she's yes. She handles the business. I'll come in the house sometimes, and she'll be in the living room going, "All right, let's work on them segues. All right, do that joke over this way. No, why don't you add this to it?" And I'm like, "Yes, it takes a village."
Mm-hmm.
So I've lost. I was with one of my son's mothers, in a marriage before.
Right.
She left the marriage, didn't want to be married anymore, right? Not because of abuse or neglect or cheating and none of that shit. She told me she didn't want to be married to this industry anymore.
Right.
She's tired of the ups and downs, the inconsistencies of the money back then.
Yes.
And she said to me,
I bet she's kicking herself now.
She said, I want to be with a man where I could go to his job at lunch every Tuesday or Thursday. And
Right.
you travel so much. That same woman, right? And I'm gonna keep it honest. We being honest on here, right?
Yes.
That same woman is the mom of my middle child.
Yes.
Who started comedy at the age of 6. He's 19 now. He doesn't do comedy anymore. He doesn't do stand-up anymore. He doesn't. He's focused on his acting, which is a great actor, and he wants to do rapping and whatever. Whatever he does, I support him. But he just never had that support over there with his comedy. It takes more than just a dad. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, yes. So to answer your question is, hell yeah, bro. Yeah. I lost 2 big relationships back in the days doing this comedy shit because they didn't understand the grind. But my wife now, woo,
you all in?
So Gerald, she'll drive Hunter anywhere. She just won't drive
anywhere. I'll be like,
never asked to go nowhere.
I'll be like, yo, but I'm the headliner. He's just opening up. I'm gonna get him there. You just figure this shit out because I don't really want to, get you gotta learn how to drive. You gotta learn how to drive.
Oh my God. Yo, Miko, that was hilarious. Gerald.
Yo, speaking of Hunter, he met Dave Chappelle this week for the first time. He's been around Kevin Hart. He's always around Kev. So he met Dave, right? He met Dave, and he said, "Wow, Dave Chappelle." Dave said, "Shit, wow, Hunter Kelly." He said, nigga, you all over my feed. Everywhere I turn you on. I just watched your Laugh Factory. It's going viral. You's a funny motherfucker. Then he says, "Oh, excuse my language." He said, man, fuck my language. You in the clubs, nigga. You in the clubs.
Hey, everybody. Man, I wish we could continue on. Man, our time is up. Damn. Gerald.
We shooting a special June 11th in Brooklyn.
Gerald, let everybody know. First of all, everybody, let's give Gerald Kelly a round of applause. Come on, guys.
Clap it up.
Everybody in the chat room.
Guys.
Y'all show some love. Joe, where can they find you and what you got coming up, brother? Before we get out of
Okay,
here.
so right now, we got a TV show that's on it was on HBO Max for 6 months. Now it's on TLC. It's called Coming from America. It's about 3 families who moved from America to Africa. Me and my family, my wife and my 3 sons are on that show.
When did you start?
It started already. We shot it 2.5 years ago. It just aired 6 months ago on HBO Max. Now it's on TLC. It's
Coming
called
from America.
Coming from America. The opposite of Coming to America. Coming from America. Being in Ghana was the most amazing experience of my life. Check it out. Also, you can check out. We're going to be shooting a stand-up comedy special. We're doing a special on June 11th in Brooklyn, 275 Park. It's the first time in the history of comedy that a dad and his sons are shooting a stand-up special. And shout out to my man Ali Sadiq, because Ali Sadiq is getting ready to shoot a special with us after we do this one on one of his platforms. He's gonna put it out on his platforms, man. So God is just great, man. And it's not, I want to tell everybody out there, when you're pursuing your dreams and goals in life, it's not how you start.
Right.
It's how you finish.
Yeah.
And just finish strong. Keep God first and finish strong, man. And don't worry about no man, because ain't no man or woman out there can do anything for you. Don't rely on anybody to do anything for you. You, man, like Nipsey Hussle said, baby, you know what I'm saying? You can have it all. It's all about your reason. You got to take your name and carve it in the cement. You don't need nobody. You don't need nobody. All you got to do is work hard, have a vision, have a dream, and watch God work. Keep God first, baby. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. Come on, let's clap.
Don't forget, guys, July 27th, he gonna be in the Bronx giving back to the community. July 27th, y'all.
Yes. Fulton Avenue, baby. July 27th. Come on now.
We need everybody in.
Free Diddy.
free Diddy. All right, thank you so much, guys. Gerald, I'll call you after the show. Truly appreciate you.
Thank you, Gerald.
Hey, thank you God bless so much, man.
You and the baby. You and the baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's a black woman right there, boy. Black woman have all her kids on the interview on the Zoom. Black woman be like, yeah. So basically, I started the job. Sit your ass down, all right? I wish Shawn Harvey and Miko. No, you going to school. You going to school, and you gonna get a job. They be breastfeeding the baby. They be breastfeeding the baby doing the interview.
Hey, like Sister Soldier said in the chat room, let's see the hearts in the chat room, and we truly appreciate you. All right, Miko, you have a last word, or you good?
My last word is, you guys always shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land on the stars.
Amen.
Okay, and guys, Monday we'll let you know. We have a date, September at Comedy in Harlem. I'll let you know Monday, where we bring the live podcast to Comedy in Harlem like we've done before, and we truly appreciate you. Everybody, let's give Gerald Kelly one more time a round of applause. The Bronx is in the building. Let's go. Hey, Joe, I'll hit you up after the show, brother.
God bless y'all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Later. Bye, baby.
Bye,
Bye, baby.
Later.